YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop. Back here again. We got some basketball to talk to you guys about today. We got NBA edition today. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you feeling, man?
Feeling pretty good. Can't complain. We got a solid NBA slate today. Definitely a long weekend of sports. So, excited to – it's a little more calm now. There's all that college basketball. Even I was watching my first couple games of the season, like half of the country, trying to pretend like we know what's going on for March. So, yeah, it was a good weekend, but excited to get this little break before it goes crazy.
Yeah, I was talking to you a little bit this morning. I'm like, I'm in, but I'm not really that in right now because I'm already. I think I already posted 3 or 4 picks already for Thursday in the VIP group already. I'm in. It's just I'm kind of in the weeds right now. Kind of as we started kind of hitting that step up, right? We're kind of inclining at the right time. So feeling obviously pretty good about heading into March here. I know our two teams played against each other. I know I got my text from you. I was assuming I was going to. I'm like, because I think you texted me. It was I think you used the L word, didn't you?
Probably lock of the year or something. I was throwing around the lock for sure.
And the funny part was that was the morning, right? That was the morning of the game, and I was at work. And that night, before I went to bed, I waited till the line came out, and they opened it 1.5, got hammered to 3.5. The Badgers ended up being 3.5 point dogs. I played at 3.5, went to bed, started coming 2.5, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. We'll let the game go out. And it was Badgers. They've just been playing good ball right now. Obviously, lost to Michigan yesterday, but I didn't really have any bets in that game on the Badgers in that one, because I knew something would happen. But, just kind of how it goes in the Big Ten tournaments.
Yeah. I learned the lesson a lot of college basketball fans already knew. Apparently, Michigan State can't shoot. And that's
I've been saying that, yeah.
That's not fun when you're rooting for a team that gets like 4 offensive rebounds in a row and misses every shot. It's like, God damn, okay. But yeah, no, I was talking a lot of shit for sure. I'll actually probably be wearing my Michigan State to the bar after this, just because that's the only green I own. So at least, hopefully they can turn around in the tournament a little bit, because I still will be backing them even though they suck.
Yeah, I I don't remember what they call it anymore, where you buy. So with my buddies, we do like a auction draft of the teams. Like, you bid on your own teams, but it's 9 to 16 plus the play-ins. They're part of your $20 buy-in. So your $20 buy-in, we do a snake draft of all the 9 and lower teams, and then you bid on the other ones. And obviously get paid out each round. I end up buying like 4 or 5 Big Ten teams, which kind of scares me. I did buy Michigan State because I thought they were a little bit undervalued there. But I bought them, Oregon, Wisconsin, and Maryland as well. So I ended up buying quite a few. I do think a couple of them get upset early. I do. Michigan State still scares me. But it's tough to go against Israel in March, and I always say that, but I don't know. I just don't trust this team as much as I usually do. But I'm kind of glad they lost how they lost in that game. So then you can that's the same thing with my Badgers. If they would have won the thing, I'm kind of nervous because I know Michigan's going to probably be the dark horse to get upset, right?
I hope so, man. That's what the people are saying. But either way, I know you'll probably have some more coverage on here like you normally do. If not, you'll be posting something somewhere. So I need someone to look to for all the college locks, and hopefully you've got them, because I'm lost out here. I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's a dog world out there right now, man. So my advice to the 12 of you guys that are in here right now, find like 1 or 2 people that you want to tail. Do not go into the weeds of just looking through video after video after video after video, because your head's gonna get wrapped into a fucking pretzel, man. So that's just my thing. Because some guys get hot at the head, and sometimes some guys are cold. I was cold as shit about a month and a half ago, but now I feel like all the regression and the stuff that I was expecting to happen has finally started to happen, and now we're starting to win some bets. So that's just my advice to all you guys that are in here is find a couple people that you trust and go with them. So it's tough, especially when you have all of those games. And the toughest ones are Saturday, Sunday, because you have all this time to prep for Thursday, Friday, and then you just want to hammer bets because it's the weekend. You're going to watch all these games. Just Saturday, Sunday is the bloodbath, man. That's where the books just fucking cook people. Thursday, Friday, sometimes they can take a little bit. They can lose a little bit because they know Saturday, Sunday is coming, and you don't have that much time to prep for those. So I'm excited, obviously, and I'll figure out how I'm going to do it here over the next couple days to put out content for it.
Yeah, it feels like Wednesday we'll probably at least have to talk college, right? Like,
we can run through the whole first of the games, yeah, because I'm not going to be not going to be looking at NBA.
No one's going to care about NBA. Yeah. No one's going to care. So yeah, I think that makes more sense. We'll shift our focus. But hey, we do got a good slate today.
We do.
Yeah, got some bets to dive into.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk a recap, guys, because I don't know if you've been noticing it, the 15 of you guys are in here. We're fucking cooking, man. Like we're cooking, and I'll kick it over to you to start us off, Stu, as you had the only NBA play.
Yeah, no, I mean, had two center unders, one of them Drummond voided off the bat, so we didn't even have to worry about that. If you watch this one, this was a little sweaty at first, scored a couple points early, and then only ended up playing 11 minutes in the game. You know, men lie, women lie, minutes don't lie, baby. How is he going to stay out there with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley? It was never going to happen. It was absolutely never. And I saw people all day were betting the over on rebounds. I get why it's size versus size. But there was a perfect example the game right before of Memphis still not going with that game plan. So was fired up to cash the ED under, got even a little bit more live in that game. And yeah, hopefully get to fade him again against other good teams in the future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we flip over to college because shout out to Toledo, boys. I mean, it sucks that they're out, man. Yeah, and I played them again against Akron. I don't know if you saw that on the next day. I went and played the same exact play. It is smash. They do the exact same thing. Another team that I consider a wagon team, and I lost a decent amount of money in the first month and a half on this exact bet. But this is where it kind of comes back full circle. This is where you make that money back because this is where, the regression started coming. We're like, they can't miss this many shots. And finally started falling. Akron cooked them. And then obviously Akron made the game-winning layup to beat Miami of Ohio in the 1-2 to send them to the tournament. So shout out to Toledo. They do what the Rockets do, man. Play no defense and score buckets.
Yep, it was nice. Obviously, like you said, sad we can't cash it anymore, though. Are we betting Akron round one? I've seen some people talking about that.
It's brutal, man. That's a tough. I would have taken them against a slower team. I think that I could have seen that. It's just I think Arizona is just a better version.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough because the talent I feel like is such a difference here. Akron can shoot the ball. That's the thing is they do stop the 3-point ball and they are good at shooting them. So makes it an interesting matchup. And then heading over, this is our 10th straight winner, guys. This is our 10th straight bet winner. BYU team total under 64.5. Shit wasn't even sweaty, bro. Like Houston locked those boys up like we expected them to do. I'm excited. I love Houston. They were the one seed I even started bidding on in my auction that I had. Shout out to BYU, man. Team total under 64.5. BYU really couldn't do anything against that Houston defense. Hoping Jawan Roberts is healthy for the tournament because, man, Houston's tough. I just wish Gonzaga wasn't their second game. Like I wish Gonzaga was in any other bracket because I would have loved to watch Gonzaga play Duke, and I think that they would have had a good chance against them. But I really wanted to have Gonzaga going pretty far as my dark horse, but I just don't think I can do that here as they have Georgia, a good SEC team, and then having to head and play Houston tough.
Yeah, no, I did see some hype about that. I'm curious, is BYU going down round one, or is VCU locking them up?
I don't know, man. That's the toughest matchup of the whole first round, in my opinion. That one in Missouri Drake. Those are the two hardest ones for me to pick. Obviously, the Drake one is more stylistically, and I don't know if Mark Mitchell's playing. So if I don't have Mark Mitchell, that's Drake can win that. If Mark Mitchell don't play, I will be betting Drake. That'll be a play for sure. But it's tough because, again, injuries, and this is the time where the coaches kind of want to hold back, those injuries because
Yeah.
It can change a game plan drastically, especially in college, right? I want to give the flowers out to all of you guys who've been following us for a while. These are runs that we kind of been, we talk about, right? We have some cold days, right? We're like everybody. That's why we track these. But I mean, we can just go down this list. I'm just going down the last 10 bets we have on here. Toledo cashing another one. We got Durant cashing. We got Sauer cashing. Durant's on there again. McBride, Dickinson. I mean, you hit this one. I'm not counting the long shot even in there. I'm not even counting that as part of the 10 in a row. But then we have another 3-0 show here. Like that's what we're talking about right there, right? We've had a couple bad shows, but to end up 13.3 units profit here. We appreciate all you guys supporting and showing love, and obviously subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button goes a long way. And I'm happy that you guys are able to cash with us when we get on one of these runs.
Yeah, and it's at exactly the right time. We got a little bit of NBA today, some NBA on Wednesday, but I mean, you're cruising with college basketball right now, and it's the time of the year that we're all betting it. So super excited to get into that. And yeah, keep the momentum going. Like I tweeted out, haven't lost in a week. Let's try to keep that going today.
Yes, sir. We have one play each. I was looking like on this one. As we head into today, Stu, what game are you looking forward to most as we transition over to today's slate on the NBA streets?
Yeah, I mean, I do love Denny playing my Wizards again. It didn't go so well last time.
Fuck Denny, bro.
I got injured in the first 5 minutes. A lot of people lost money on that one, unfortunately. And the funny part, the only bet that won was over 1.5 first quarter rebounds, which I then tried to go bet again, and it's like minus 230 this time, so you can't even bet it. But yeah, that's going to be fun just as a fan. And I've been betting the Blazers a decent amount. I like they're still trying. They're still winning games. And I've just been fading Donovan Clingan first quarter points in every single game. So whenever that becomes available, I'll do that again. But I will say outside of my own team, it's going to be Bulls Jazz. We got the Jazz on the second leg of a back-to-back, which means the tank squad is going to be rolling out. Filipowski's made me a lot of money as the tank commander. And we got a big white guy versus big white guy matchup with Filipowski and like Vucevic in the paint. And that sounds good for some points. So that's going to be a good one. I'll probably have some bets in that game when more lines come out because we don't really have shit for it right now.
Yeah, it's tough because I can't do DFS today because there's so many injuries, and I'm not going to obviously be around for to see that. But like the 76ers, who the fuck are they going to play, dude? They just ruled out everybody.
I was going to say they
team
out the roster.
Like the fact that they're 15-point dogs, I feel like it's not even remotely close to what this should be. Like Houston actually plays defense. Who the fuck are we going to – Doughton? Doughton's going to be your number one scorer tonight, bro? Like, yeah. Well, that's even what I'm saying. Like, you look at some of these, like, guys that, like, Lonnie Walker. Everybody was playing him, and he was doing good.
He's out. Yeah.
Like, where's this list go, right? I mean, it makes it tough because obviously these guys are bench players for a reason, right? They would be starters if they were good. But, you have no Paul George. You got no Tyrese Maxey. You got no Embiid. Like, find these fuckers at some point, man. God damn.
Yeah. Well, and the center group is crazy because Yabusele is questionable, and he just played last night. They rolled out Drummond and they rolled out Bona. So outside of that, they literally don't have any other. Like, I don't know. O'Shea Brissett is a forward.
I saw him get signed, though, right? A 10-day?
Yeah, he's a 10-day. He'd be a good look for rebounds just because he'll play big minutes. But, like, that team is going to have like the minimum 8-person roster. It's going to be brutal. And unfortunately, they don't give us a lot of lines when that happens. But it could create some betting opportunity. But like you said, they're going to get smoked.
Dude, I don't know what to do with that game. So that's the thing is like you're going to need to play that game in DFS like to be successful tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to because you're going to be getting all 3K guys and all the value guys. I can't play those slates. I fucking hate that. I hate those slates where it's like 60% owned on a guy who blows, bro. Like I can't do it. I'm gonna head to for me. I kind of want to see is this Memphis team ever gonna turn it around? You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like talent wise too good to suck this bad. I think this just puts more money in that Jaren Jackson pot, bro. Like they have fallen apart since he's gone out, man. Like. They can't stop anybody. I really would have looked forward to watching Jaren Jackson go against Sabonis. Like 2 years ago, they both would have played 14 minutes with 5 fouls. And now they've been a little bit better at it and at staying in the games. But like those would be the games that like I wish I could see Jaren in this game. So I think I'd lean over to Denver. I think Denver Golden State will be a game that I'm interested in watching because obviously I'm still the Nikola Jokic stan here because I just watched Shea last night and I don't know, dude. I still every time Jokic on the court, I think he's the best player in the world, right? And it was cool to watch like a month ago when I got to watch Jokic and Giannis go against each other because in my opinion those are probably the two best. Or at least the two guys that you have to game plan the most for because it's just like it's such a different style than you're used to playing against, So that's what I've been kind of harping on, and I've been obviously I'll talk about Jokic here in a little bit, but that game is just going to be really intriguing to me as the Warriors have just kind of flipped the script, bro. Jimmy Butler's kind of just been that missing piece, and they're kind of in that they're surging at the right time, even though I don't think the strength of schedule has been great in those matchups. So we had a lot of guys injured in a lot of those games, but you can only do what you can do against the people you're playing, right? That's what I always say out there. So, I mean, this is a Warriors team that's kind of cooking. So we got Denver and them going at it. I think it'll be a fun game. 3-point spread, I think, 3.5. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, no, I like both those games you pointed out, honestly. The thing about like Jokic and like Den, I don't know, like they're a tough team for me to bet on in the regular season. Like I think they look good a lot, and then I feel like they don't win as many games as they should. So from an actual like betting perspective, it's a little bit tougher. But from like a real life game perspective, it should be a good game.
Yeah, no, sorry, I just got another update for some college shit, so I gotta make sure I'm on top of those when I get those updates throughout. So 30 of you guys in here live with us. We appreciate you guys popping in on your Monday afternoon. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. If you have college questions, you can drop them in there. I'll try to get to them like lightly because I think Wednesday will be more of that. But we got some NBA to talk about, guys. And Sue will kick us off with his own reliable first quarter.
Yep. We're going to be going to Devin Vassell over 4.5 first quarter points, -135 FanDuel. It's like -145 on DraftKings. And I do like 5.5 if it gets bumped up and it's plus money. I think that should be a good spot as well. I ran this the other day. He went over. He then played on the second leg of a back-to-back, and he went under. But still, Vassell led the team in terms of starters in first quarter minutes. He was playing more than Castle. Castle's lined higher than him right now. And I don't get why, to be completely honest. I like Vassell both in the first quarter and the full game. I think he does clear 20 points again. I think he does have another good all-around game. But I just think there's more value in the first quarter where he's been coming out aggressive. He's going to take at least 2 threes. He's probably going to take 4 field goal attempts at minimum right here. He's the highest usage player without Fox and Wemby in the lineup anymore. Like, this is the guy now. They're kind of, it's tank season. They're on the decline. All their best players are out for the season. It's time for the younger guys to put up some shots. And Castle is the guy that's getting more attention in the market. But Vassell is he's a better scorer at this point. He's more of a pull-up shooter. He'll take his threes, and this is going to be a good matchup for that. And I do like the first quarter more than full game. Anytime you have like an 8.5 spread, it could get into a little bit of a murky territory with the blowouts. The Lakers obviously have had some really good and some really bad games recently, so it's kind of like with everyone healthy again, with Luka back in that lineup, they should be able to take care of business in this matchup right here. So you kind of avoid some of the variance, you avoid some of the blowout stuff. And once again, when half of his shots are going to be threes, you really only need 2 baskets here. And that's what makes me feel pretty comfortable at this. So like I said, he had 10 in the first game. Then he fell back with 0 on the second leg of a back-to-back. Now you're off normal rest. You're in a good matchup here against a team that allows a lot of pull-up shots. If you know anything about the Lakers right now, they don't have any guard defense. Like, it's been awesome with Luka. And they do have some good wing defense. They have DFS. They have Vanderbilt. They have these kind of guys that they can throw at you. But Vassell is going to avoid the vast majority of that. He's going to have a much nicer matchup on the outside. So I expect the shot volume to be good. I think he continues to play the most minutes out of any guys in the first quarter. And yeah, it's just CP3 is a pass first point guard. Like, he's going to be looking for assist out there. it's just not a very high volume like shooting offense, and Vassell is going to take a lot of these shots. So give me over 4.5 first quarter points. I like the full game at 18.5. I just think there's a little bit more value on this one. And yeah, let's keep it going in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean it's been good for you. I'm not gonna question your first quarter prowess here, and just kind of roll with it because obviously I'm a fan of Vassell. I will say that I have been betting Castle more than I would have bet Vassell. I don't even know if I bet Vassell this year because I have been kind of, I wouldn't say like starstruck, but like, you like the new shiny thing there, and I feel like that's how a lot of the betting market is. You got a shiny new toy, right? You got to bet him right when he's kind of rolling. So definitely get this spot, and not having Fox is obviously huge. I'm going to go to the guy I just was talking about. I'm going to go to Jokic. Yet again, I'm going points, rebounds, minus 125 on DCAT, 41.5. I know this is a monster number, guys, and I get it, but how do I fade Jokic in the spot? Like you can look at like game or like I don't want to say game logs, but you can look at like numbers. And Golden State has been pretty good in terms of points in the paint and everything like that. But I just don't know how they stop him. And we have seen enough like sample size where I don't think they're going to double him. Right. And I think we talked about that a little bit prior to where it's like, if I don't get a double on Jokic, this boy's about to cook him. Like there's no one on this team that can go one-on-one with him. I guess Looney is big enough, but obviously not as, physical or able to come out to the three-point line in those spots. I think the most important thing that I looked at was obviously a ton of minutes, right? I mean, his last matchup with him, he played 40 minutes there. Over his last 5 games against the Warriors, he's played I'm just using the last 5. He's played 38 minutes, has gone 33, 12, and 9 in those games. And mind you, he's only gone over 10 assists twice of those games, right? Because they're just not forcing him to shoot or not forcing him to pass the ball out of double teams that he's been used to seeing in a lot of these games. Going to another metric here as well was even when he did have a 16 assist game, he went for 36 and 16 rebounds, right? So it's like even when they did force him to get out there, it's tough because Jokic just has so many opportunities. The ball is in his hand every time down the court, as it should be. I was talking to you a little bit how we've just seen a drastic decline from Jamal Murray in pretty much every aspect. Michael Porter running off those screens, that ball is going up within 2 steps. So that's an assist chance, right? Obviously not a very high probability assist chance, but it is an assist chance there. And I'm just looking at his last 8 games, just the month of March here. He's averaging 19.5 rebounding chances. If you want to go full year, he's at 22.5. And mind you, he's never over 5 feet rebound distance ever. So I don't mind this spot. I really don't think there's a center on Golden State that can do anything against him in this spot. And I just don't know how he is not going to cook him in a game that is expected to be close. Denver hasn't blown out anybody, right? I mean, we just haven't seen that, those big games, right, where they blow somebody out, right? I mean, I wouldn't even consider the 13-point win against OKC a blowout. I wouldn't consider that a blowout. The game was close all the way up until the end. But, like, they just lost to Washington. They play down to their competition. They play up to their competition. They beat the Lakers and then lose to Washington. Both those games, 5 points or fewer, right? I mean, it's just you're not seeing any of these games where it's like a 30-point game unless they got, the loss to obviously OKC at OKC. I mean, even the Boston game was close. The Kings game was close. The Phoenix game was close. Like, it's just there's no blowouts because these guys just, if they're a good team, they're going to play up to them. If they're a bad team, they're going to play down to them. So it's kind of something I do like about this Denver team because I don't really have to, worry about those, big minute changes, right, as we go forward when we see a lot of blowouts here.
Yep, and I mean, you just get the benefit of, like, the Warriors don't have interior size. Like, they just never have throughout this whole run. It's just one of those things that you can take advantage of, and Jokic is obviously kind of like the perfect guy to take advantage of that. So we're down the stretch. It's kind of crunch time a little bit more. Jokic is playing good ball. You wish he cared about the MVP because then I'm sure he'd be putting up crazy numbers. He doesn't really care at all about that kind of stuff. So you're not getting like stat padding or anything. But yeah, Jokic is killing it. This is a good matchup right here. And yeah, I got no problems backing him. They're going to play a lot of single coverage on him. They're going to let him go one-on-one for a solid amount of the game, and he's going to punish you whenever you do that. So definitely like it if it stays competitive. I think he, soars over this, and I really don't see why it wouldn't stay competitive.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Denver is a team that plays up, plays down, and we've been seeing Chef Curry kind of doing his thing lately, along with Jimmy Buckets over there. And obviously, I looked at what's his face, Andrew Wiggins hurt again. It's looking like Golden State might have came out on the right side of this one yet again, even though Andrew Wiggins was doing very well when he was playing, just obviously injured in those spots. Let's take a look at the chat, guys, before we recap, and then we can maybe talk about a long shot here. We got Tyrone in the chat. Socrates in here. Flan fam, fuck them kids. That's my advice on March Madness. Well, hopefully you're not doing that with some of these guys that are 25, 26 years old. They ain't really kids anymore, guys. They ain't really kids. You're going to see some dudes out there that might be older, like our age here, out there on the court. Am I doing an MLB show tomorrow? Probably not. I am very much deep in the weeds on college basketball. And when college basketball ends, yes, it will be immediately to MLB. I might do an MLB future show. We've kind of talked about that, but it's like right now, dude, I'm like I said, I think I already have 3 or 4 bets out in VIP already. And we're kind of rolling on college. I'm trying not to stay away from those. 8 of 20 teams on leg 1 of back-to-back tonight. Definitely a good bring up there from Tyrone. So maybe somebody scratches, but maybe we see. The only reason I'm a little bit more skeptical on those is because maybe you see those older guys play a ton of fucking minutes then and then sit tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be what it is. Or they could just sit them here and play them tomorrow, right? That's the stupid part about the NBA is they won't tell me until 10 minutes before the fucking tip. That's what pisses me off.
Yep. I mean, it's always part of the equation. At this point in the year, it feels like everyone is on that timing. It feels like every slate, it's back-to-back cities. So just got to watch out for the rest stuff and be careful about it. I definitely agree.
What's up? Yeah, Badgers taking it down there, losing in the final. I know Thomas had a bet on them to win the tournament. Great bet. Hopefully you hedged out a little bit. I'm not quite sure if you did or not. But yeah, happy with the 3 seed. Hopefully, I think that'll be a fantastic game against Bama. I actually think that Bama could have a tougher road than people think, dude. I kind of like St. Mary's, bro. If St. Mary's wins that first game, that is a fucking brutal matchup for Bama. And obviously, Randy Bennett is an absolute fucking monster. Coaching, dude's gonna make you play in the 60s. So, Professor popping in here with his question. Thoughts on Triple J? Is he actually playing tonight? Like, is he going to get full allotment of minutes, or do they say anything about minutes restrictions?
No, he has a game or 2 under his belt already. He should be back to full minutes here. Okay. My thing is just, even with no jaw, 23.5 is a little high for me personally. Like, I do like the matchup. He's going to have a good, it's the interior Kings, so you're going to be able to cook there. It's just a little bit high for me personally, but I don't mind. I think JJJ has a good night.
It's tough. It's tough. I just something screams that one of those two is getting in foul trouble. It's like, can you possibly have a game where both these guys play Sabonis and Triple J, or even Valanciunas? Somebody's fouling out, bro. Like it has to. Like it is a ingredients put into this pot, and one of them is getting fouled out. It just has to happen. It's even if it was 3 years ago that they would foul out every game. It just feels like it here in this spot. Socrates also talking that same game. Thoughts on Bane at 13.5 rebounds, assists without Ja. Is that a spot you want to go, or are you kind of worried about maybe Scottie Pippen Jr. getting a little bit more run in there, getting those assists? I know Bane has been on an absolute fucking heater without Triple J for quite a few games, and then now without Ja. Definitely could see some numbers like this obviously go high, but does this feel too high to you?
Yeah, I like it, but it's as high as it can be, just because his rebounds have been so good as well that like you get the upside there, but it's kind of baked in now where you need like a 7 rebound, like 7 assist game, which is a pretty hefty price, even in a good matchup. So I do like Bane And I think he has upside in both categories, which is good. I just think the line is pretty fair. I will say Pippen is questionable. If he's out, that does make this even better because that takes away another playmaker from the equation. So that's definitely something to watch in relation to this bet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, should be good. Let's do a quick recap here, Stu, and then if you have a long shot, we'll go to that.
Sounds good. We got Devin Vassell over 4.5 first quarter points, -135 on FanDuel. And I would play his full game at 18.5 as well.
Beautiful. Jokic over 41.5 points, rebounds. This is exclusively on DraftKings at this number. I would play 42.5 as well in this spot. All right, Stu. Any long shots sticking out to you in this spot today?
Yeah, maybe I can make a little parlay. There's two spots that aren't like amazing odds, but if I combine them, they might get kind of solid. Let me see real quick. Yeah, all right. I can do Kevin Huerter 4 threes and Denny Advia 10 rebounds. Nope, I think his computer just crashed. Funnily enough. Well, I'm not 100% sure he'll text me in a second. I think. Oh
no, we're good. It was.
I thought you crashed. Oh, okay.
No, my mouse like fell off. I don't know how that happened. I was scrolling to find my long shot, but Denny was 10 rebounds. You said.
Yeah, Denny 10 rebounds and Huerter 4 threes at +535.
What's Huerter's nickname?
The Red Rocket.
Oh, I can't do that.
He's got like 80 million nicknames though, so
you can't call him Red Rock. It's too close to Andy Dalton.
Yeah, it's kind of stolen. They're gingers, so it overlaps. You just get all the same generic ginger nicknames. I'm sure he's got better ones than that, but
all right. What's the odds for that one?
535 combined.
Beautiful.
And yeah, just while you pull yours up to go into it, I mean, Denny, it's pretty simple. He gets the Washington matchup. Klingon is on a back-to-back. I haven't trusted that guy's minutes all year long, and he's been playing 10 minutes. Or sorry, not 10. He's been playing 30 minutes in a bunch of games recently. To me, I think this is a game where they go small ball. Alex Sarr's been playing very well recently. I think Washington sticks in that smaller lineup, and I think Portland's just going to match them. And I don't see any reason why Klingon would play those super high minutes. And when Klingon's off the floor, Denny's going to absolutely destroy. So I think he has a lot of upside with his rebounds, and he has a little bit of a revenge game against Washington. He didn't quite get his revenge in that 5 minutes last time. As for Kevin Huerter, if he's going to take 8-9 threes a game, I'm just going to keep backing him. It's as simple as that. The volume has been fantastic, and Utah allows the third most wide open threes on the year. They allow the most above the break threes. They're just an incredible matchup. If you're watching a little bit earlier in the year, we cashed the Nas Reed against them. Like, it's just back 3-point shooters against them, and Kevin Huerter fits that bill. Love both of these guys tonight. Combine it together in this little parlay to get it to 535.
All right, I'm gonna sprinkle on 2 in this spot. I'm gonna play my boy Cade against this fucking god awful Pelicans team. I'm gonna play his 50 points, rebounds, assists at +250 on DraftKings. They don't give me the old lines right now on FanDuel, unfortunately, or else I'd play that. Because I usually have a little bit better long shot on those old lines on FanDuel for me when I'm going up this high. But I'm also gonna sprinkle on the triple double at +1200. Cade has been way too big of a wagon for me to go off of it now, especially in this spot, dude. We actually have. I'm I'm seeing that Zion is out. Personal, right? He is not playing today, and that line is still at 6.5, 7. So if I can keep that game around that number, I really like it. We've seen 10 assists in 3 of his last 6 games. My biggest issue is going to be the rebounding, but if I have to worry about rebounds. And we have a spot here where we keep this game close, and I get to see 40 minutes. If I can get a 40-minute game out of them, I think we could definitely see that push up. I guess I was a little bit more worried in that last game where Cade has just absolutely got suffocated by OKC. So I'm usually seeing Cade's triple-double at like 800-900. And now you're going to give me 1,200. I'm probably one of the worst defenses in the NBA. So give me I feel like I'm getting a little value in this spot to grab Cade at this moment.
Yeah, no, I like the spot. I see Zion questionable, so I'm not sure if he plays or not. But
I thought I heard he was out personal reasons. I could be wrong, but I should definitely check that. But I thought that's what I saw.
yeah, I think honestly him playing just means a closer game. So I think that would almost even be a little better. But I don't think it matters too much either way. Definitely like Cade, sneaky triple-double upside. I mean, he just fills the stat sheet this year. And obviously, like you mentioned, this is a fantastic matchup for him to do that in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe throw like a 0.2 units, quarter unit to win like 4, right? I mean, it's some pretty high numbers on those. I don't mind the double-double. Unfortunately, that's not a long shot for me. I definitely will play that. I'll be playing Cade straight lines tonight as well. I don't mind that one. But at this price, like I feel like, and this is the same thing with Giannis last night. I had his rebounds assists on action at 19.5. Bro, he had 10 rebounds and 8 assists with like 5 minutes, and usually Giannis will come off the court. They hunt that triple-double, bro, if they're close. Like, even if they're up like 15, dude, you could see them hunt it because, like, Giannis should not have been in that game down 18 points with 5 minutes left. But they did. Hey, shout out fucking AJ Green for pulling up from 30, bro. Shout out Gary Trent for pulling up from 30 to get Giannis those. I think Kevin Porter even had one there at the end as well. But, dude, you don't think these guys know, like, when they're close? And I think if this is close, too, I think we could see Zion triple-double these guys if he plays tonight, too, because I've been seeing him get triple-doubles without, like, a real point guard or any of these guys in there. So we've seen point Zion almost in a couple of these games as well. So would be maybe a sprinkle there. But we're seeing Terrence drop it in here. Appreciate you, as always, Terrence, getting this out for us. 4 threes, Denny 10 rebounds, plus Cade 50 points, rebounds, and assists is at 19-15 on DK. Would be a hell of a hit there if we can get that one.
Yep, I like how it's looking. Sounds good to me.
Awesome. Stu, anything else for you today as we kind of head into, probably our last NBA one for at least till I won't be around Friday. I'll be at a bar immediately in the morning. So unless you guys want to stream from me drinking beers and watching games at 9 in the morning when a bar opens up all the way through, because it should be hype because Milwaukee's hosting and I'll be downtown Milwaukee. So it'll be kind of cool to see all those.
Yeah, no, I mean, not much for me, really. I mean, make sure you're following over on Twitter. I'll probably have a couple ads closer to lock. Like I said, the Jazz, still we need some props for games like that. But yeah, it's been a great week, obviously, for both of us, both in the NBA and college. So if you've been cashing with us, a retweet, any of that, it definitely helps spread the word a little bit, gets people in here watching the show, which is the goal, obviously. So yeah, just been a good week, trying to keep that momentum going, and excited to, tail your tournament bets and get into some March Madness pretty soon.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it is. It's that time, man. It's a time where everybody thinks they know college basketball, so it's fun to be kind of in the weeds a little bit, and I just get to like listen and kind of take it in. Yeah, just kind of trust in your gut, man. Trust in your gut. If you have a lean on some team, fucking play it, man. Like, don't let anybody tell you anything else. Like, if you actually have a team that you are liking and wanting to play, do it, because like there's going to be you dig in enough, you're going to find somebody against your opinion, right? So that would definitely just be my last piece of advice. Just if you like a team, fuck it. Hey, ride it, bro. Let's go. Let's take them as far as you want. So these are fun. Obviously, no one's getting a perfect bracket. I know everybody says they're going to do it every year. Fuck that, dude. The odds are unbelievable, and it's never going to happen ever. So, yeah. So let's just put it at that. But hopefully, you guys are successful and winning some money as well.
That's always the goal, baby. We'll see. Maybe I'll have the perfect bracket. Who knows? Grand Canyon all the way. Troy. Let's take all the random teams. Why not?
I always like Grand Canyon. Unfortunately, Troy's going to be playing Kentucky in Milwaukee this week, and that should just be an absolute bloodbath.
Fair.
All right, guys. We appreciate you. 33 of you guys still in here with us live. Hit that like button for us. We will catch you guys. I knew that shit was coming. I'm like, Stu, we don't have like a code word or anything. I need like one of those code words. Like, I'm about to do this. Hey, appreciate you, Ken. I know Ken's been kind of hyping the show on Twitter. Hey, we appreciate all that sentiment over there. But we will be back on Wednesday, probably doing college basketball. I'll be ready here for you, ready for all your questions. And hopefully we can continue 9-1 run on college basketball. We're 10-0 on the show last 3 or 4. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on it right now if you can't hear it. But back here again Wednesday. Check for the times and stuff over on Twitter, and we will see you then. Have a good one, guys, and best of luck tonight.